Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another end of week. And we're going to start doing this at the end of every single week, right? We're going to look at what the market has done on all majors, not all markets, but all major currency pairs. And yeah, we are going to look at what to expect for next week, right? So we're going to delete all the drawings, all my charts. This might take a while, but it might actually be worth something, right? Okay, so we're going to go, and we might not go through all all of the majors, but we might go through all of uh, um, the ones that are moving, actually moving, right? So we're going to start by looking at the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. The Kiwi USD has been a terrible short trade, in my opinion. Even though we are still inside that short zone, the Kiwi looking very strong. As you can see, I had it on a red flag, which means that I had it tagged for a short position, but the Kiwi still very much strong against the USD. But if you notice, it's making a megaphone pattern at the top of that move, which means that we could in fact be at the end of the up move, right? So megaphone pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We still have some ways to go on that megaphone pattern. Let's see if actually I'm right or not. Should be the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5. No, I'm actually no. This is not it. Actually, should be the 1, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th. The first is at the top. The 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 5th. If this is in fact a megaphone pattern, right, should be over within I mean, it should be complete at the bottom of it, right here. So the 5th wave should be this one. So let's recreate that megaphone pattern again. The first wave at the top of the megaphone pattern, the second wave at the bottom, the third wave, the 4th wave should be this should be the 5th wave of the megaphone pattern, and we should be going down. So on the New Zealand dollar, US dollar, just by looking at what has or how it has been trading inside this megaphone pattern, as you can see, we should be going down next week. Remember that this is all conjecture until we actually break with the lows at around the 700 level, right? So this is the big level on the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. Right now we are moving down from a higher high. So why don't we go ahead and let's have a look at this, at the actual megaphone pattern, and let's have a look at some pips, right? First of all, let's go to a 3-day chart or so to see where we are trading at. So this level is the level that we are retesting, but kind of have broken with. As you can see, as you are going to see, this level is goes right in the middle of the megaphone, right? Of that megaphone pattern. So let's go back to the hourly chart, and as you can see, that goes right in the middle of the megaphone pattern. So that level to me is no longer in play, right? Why? Because I mean, it hasn't held at all through this choppy 80 to 100 pip range. So let's go back to the 3-day chart, and I could see, I mean, on the 3-day chart, this looks very bullish. Just look at this last candle engulfing the previous week's worth of price action, right? So if in fact we are moving higher, this is the level that I would be looking for, the 7170 level or so right here, 7170. Let's have a look at the correct coordinates. 7170, that's it. So 7170 1-hour chart again. We are still hips away from hitting that target. So I know that we were talking about a megaphone, but we need to discuss the possibility of the Kiwi dollar going higher, right? Now, if the Kiwi dollar goes higher, this is the level that I would be looking for, right? On the other side, on the downside of the Kiwi USD, this is the level that I am looking for. So the megaphone pattern wasn't very clear since this high was a lower high, right? That's why I don't see that megaphone pattern really clearly. Now, we have broken with the previous highs or are retesting, well, bounce from the previous highs. So let's go ahead and let's, I'm gonna do my my thing here, my watch list with you so you can understand how I add to my watch lists. So this, in my opinion, is going to be a long, that's why it's a blue one, NZD USD, NZD USD, New Zealand dollar, US dollar. By Spanish is my first language, so you might hear some Spanish words from time to time, right? So the overall trend on the Kiwi USD is bullish, right? Is bullish. It's a bullish trend. And right now, I'm looking to get long, right? That megaphone pattern doesn't look very promising, but if you only look at levels, so this is the level that I will be expecting for a. Let me just delete all my alerts, because they have been all triggered and these are no longer in play. Alert logs, deep buys, stopped, triggered. All right, cool. So this is my first alert, and this is going to be alert name buy level, and the message will be look for buys. Okay, hold on, all caps, right? Look for buys in the Kiwi USD. Look for buys, actually. That's it, because what I do here is that I mean, I already have my alert, and what I do here is I go here and I add a note to right here. This is going to be, nope, new note on the New Zealand dollar, US dollar, NZD USD. New, right? Oh boy, here it is, NZD USD, and I know what I'm looking at, but I also write it down because I look at so many markets that it's the best way to remember exactly what I want, right? NZD USD in a massive uptrend. So I'm going to look, actually, yes, I want to be alerted whether this goes up or down, right? If we manage to break with this high, you're going to see exactly my thought process on how I look for setups right here. Actually, I'm going to make this a very educational video. So, right, what was this? Right, break retest. Break retest. Yeah, sometimes I mean sometimes my my alerts are my platform is going to be triggering alerts every 5 minutes, but it doesn't matter because I'm not going to take every single trade, but I'm going to be alerted on that session what I should be looking at. So at least do this at least twice a week, right? So NU breaking the highs, right? So save here. In a NU is in a massive uptrend. So what I want to do, two possible scenarios. Right, possible. Right. Thank God for the automatic orthographic corrector. The first scenario should be a dip to the 70-20. All right, deep buys at the low of the range around the 70-20 20. And the second scenario should be, this is all buys, right? I'm not gonna look for shorts. My preferred scenario, what is this? This is going to be deleted. My preferred scenario should be a dip buy to the lows, just because of the risk to reward scenario. Just have a look at this great risk to reward scenario. I'm gonna grab my crosshair tool so you can see on my screen where my stop losses should be. This is a very tight stop loss for first targets at around at 1 to 3 and to second targets at around 1 to 5. And this other one, a break retest, gives us a 1 to 1 to targets. So this is a 1R, 1.2R, 1.2 Rs. So not my preferred. No, this is the deep buy, right? So that's a 1 to 3 and 5R, 3 and 3R. And 5R. Yeah, that's the one that I want. That's the massive that I want. And if I get the chance to play the second one, it would. I will play it and perhaps look for targets a little bit higher to swing that trade. But the first target only gives me a 1.2R. So that would be a break retest of the 71 level, right? And I know that we kind of broke with the 71 level here, but this is clearly a rejection of that 71, even though we printed higher. Retest of the 0.71 level, right? That gives me a 1.2R. And now I know exactly what to look for next week on the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar, right? And that is how I create my watch list for next week, right? If you want to watch my entire watch list for next week, just stick with the video, right? If you were looking for the educational part of the video, that is absolutely done. Right now, I'm just going to do the same with gold, right? So gold. Yeah, break-even trades this week on gold. It's fine. Kind of a break-even-ish week this week, actually, but it's better than a losing week, right? So gold, definitely looking for buys, right? Now, actually, I'm going to show, no, that'll be for another video. Yeah, I have it on my other screen, but I'm not going to show you that. So let's have a look at the current, what? Structure, right, in gold. So I'm going to extend that right, and of course, that I'll clone it for the bottom. Let's see. Perfect structure in gold, right? Perfect structure. This was a great opportunity to get in on that long position in gold, but I was not in front of my screens when this happened, so which is completely fine, right? So we're going to look for longs in gold. Let's have a look at some key levels. The next key level in gold should be around the 1870, right? But to look for longs in gold, I mean, this was a chop fest. Just have a look at this massive chop fest. That's the other reason that I didn't want to really get into a long position today in gold, just because of this chop fest. I mean, yesterday we got stopped out at break even and didn't get filled on one position in gold. Because of the chop fest, right? I mean, but I assure you that a lot of traders got chopped and lost a lot of money here. So, two possible scenarios next week in gold. We are in an immediate, bullish structure, but remember that the midterm, have a look at this. The midterm structure in this market is a bearish one. So let's have a look and let's see if we are actually playing a structure. And we are. On both sides of this market, we are pretty structured. This is crazy, actually. This is insane. But we need to play with what we have here. And actually, I love that this market is so structured at the moment. Before I go any further, if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. And yeah, and leave us a comment, follow the channel, subscribe to the channel, or whatever. We do upload some cool stuff, right? So, okay, all right. So where were we? Oh yeah, the structure market in gold, right? Super cool structure to the upside immediate, and super cool down structure on the midterm. So what are we going to do with gold? Jesus, I don't know. Jesus Christ doesn't know either. He doesn't know how to trade the markets. All right, so 50-minute chart, too much. Let's go to the 30-minute chart. That'll be too much. No, this should work. So right now we have an immediate support or resistance, and just to make the difference, I'm gonna dash it, right? Because the true resistance is really up here. Now the body, because of that, I'm gonna tag gold purple, because we have both bullish and bearish scenarios. Shit. Here we go. And I'm gonna add it to my watch list. Always add. Don't forget to add your stuff to your watch list. Chow USD, XAU USD. There you go. All right, so here's my watch list. Bam, bam, right here. There you go. So two possible scenarios in gold, the bullish and the bearish one. And both scenarios are going to be explosive next week. I'm sorry, since we are right here at the break of breaking with any of them two structures, right? So if we break to the upside, what I would like to do, and this is going to be on my notes. Yep, I'm gonna add a new note in gold. Gold G. Right, so first one should be this one, a break, a retest of the structure of the bearish structure, and then price starting to condense inside of the triangle that is made by the structure and the line, the horizontal line, which is the immediate resistance turn support, and then blam, that move to the upside. That's my bullish play in gold, right? Bullish scenario. So price breaks above the 1850 and starts to trade inside of the triangle. So we're going to trade a break of that triangle, right? Trade idea and the breakout of that triangle, right? And the bearish scenario, simple. And I'm gonna put an alert here. Boom. Break of bearish structure. And I know it's a little, a little tiring or whatever, but this is absolutely necessary if you want to succeed. What was it? So we are break of the bearish structure, trade the retest, right? Now, the bearish scenario for gold. I think you know. The bearish scenario is simple. We are going to basically, if we reject these highs and we continue lower, we are going to trade that retest right here. Boom, right? Because if gold breaks with the structure and the lows, this is going to be a massive bearish break, right? Anything here is a no trade zone. Between the highs and the lows, to me, is a no trade zone right now, right? So what was it? Right. Trade the retest of the 1826. All right. What? It's not a time that I'm writing down. It's 26. Now this is very cool because the target to the downside gives us a better R. Gives us a better R. Let's calculate the R's. Always have your R's in. Well, we can calculate the R's here. Yeah, I remember that. Because we don't have, I mean, we could put on a short position, we could put the stop losses right here. But that's too wide. That's too wide. We're going to look for entries on the lower time frames, which means that we should put the stop losses on a short position, just above the previous spike up and the rejection of that level on the bullish side. We can actually look for R's because most likely our stop loss is going to be above the triangles. The triangles support, right? So that's a 2.7 R, 2.7 R right there. Cool. And looks very bullish in my opinion, but still, I mean, this candle right here looked extremely bullish too, but bears are really placed here. Yeah. So that's gold. Let's have a look at the pound. The pound versus the US dollar, very bearish. This is another one, I mean, a new, hold on. Now I need a new one because I need the pound, GBP USD. This is going to be a great trade. This is going to be a great trade, and I think we're not going to get in one today, but this is bearish. So red here, boom, and let's add it here. And when I eliminate my watch list, is this. I do this 3 times a week, and I'm doing this from scratch, right? Normally I do have it already worked out, and I just update or delete it, right? For example, in gold, right here, in gold, if neither of these two scenarios play out, right? Or if price just goes through right here, what I do is I just update my notes in gold and or create a new note or whatever works for you, and yeah, rework my chart. Right. So let's go back to the pound versus the US dollar. I'm gonna do I don't know how many. Oh boy, this right here, good short on the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar right now, but again, not going to take any more trades this week. Just handy. I mean, it's just a 40 pip trade. I'm not taking any more trades this week at all. Why? Because I need to go through my process, and my process is to go through this right here, right now. Okay. Right. So where were we? Pound US dollar. All right. For our chart, clean break of the lows. We are waiting for this retest right here. I'm going to put on an alert. Might happen today, might happen tomorrow, might not happen at all, but I need that clean retest and bear bull retest of key level. Shorts in play, of course. This is only a bearish scenario in a pound. So we need a clear retest and break of the 132.75 level, where So only scenario, the only scenario, and this is one that I'm really liking, the pound on the US dollar. I'm going to show you the daily and everything about this display. Only scenario is a sells at the retest of the 1.3275. Now this gives us a great R. Well, let's have a look. We rejected this level right now, but I mean, the thing about this is this. We rejected this level, and this is why I wasn't too keen on trading a breakout. Why? Because the trade breakout should be here with stop losses here and a negative R, or at less than a 1 R, right? So next target to the downside should be this. Now, this is a better R, right? For a swing trade, entry here. No, this is a long position. Hold on. Short position, entry here, stop loss here, boom, here. And I mean, if you decide to enter now, this is still a good R, 3.55 R. And yeah, but I'm not. So that's a 5R trade, 5R trade, which is absolutely magnificent. I don't know. So structure-wise, let's have a look at the structure in this market. If these are the highs of the structure, this should be the lows of the structure, which we are kind of retesting at the moment. But if we grab the lows, if we grab the lows and delete this, this is no longer a structured market. I mean, kind of but very choppy to the upside. I mean, this is actually a pretty structured market if we grab it like this. From the previous structure, we are retesting back the previous structure. This was a slam dunk short that we missed right here, but that's fine. Right. So where to look for targets, and we need of course to pay attention to when price hits this particular point in time or point in price action. So because this is an immediate level. Yeah, I know that it looks like the alert, but you can't change the colors on the alert or the visuals, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to change this one to a dotted line. Yeah, I like that better. So yeah, we're going to put that on here too. Pay attention to these highs right here. Pay attention to the 3060 level. Okay, so thank God for the automatic. Yeah, for the automatic corrector. So it's pretty likely that we are going to. It's very likely that we are going to close around these levels, just because we already made that impulsive move to the upside, and it's pretty plausible also that this is going to happen during the open. So heads up to that. I will be sending that alert or that signal at that time. US dollar, Canadian dollar, nothing else to do but wait. I'm not going to. I'm going to delete this alert, right? It's not going to get hit. All right, so UC. I'm not going to add anything new to the UC. I'm not looking to trade anything but the downside now on the US dollar, Canadian dollar. Yeah, there's nothing, absolutely nothing. And you don't have to have notes on every single market. I just have notes on the clear market. So the euro versus the US dollar, let's delete everything that we have here. I'm gonna do the euro versus the US dollar versus the Swiss franc, the Aussie and the US dollar, Japanese yen very fast, right? I think that you got how I process my ideas, right? So I'm gonna do this very fast, which still and but I'm gonna still be speaking, right? Yeah. So clear up move on the dollar, yeah, on the euro versus the USD. Where is it? Here you are. Very structured market. Always look for structure. If the market is not structured, do not trade it. That's completely and utterly fine. You don't have to trade every single market. Right here. Right. So this is a flag, dash line, but little thick. This is a flag or a megaphone. Let's have a look at it. I mean, yeah, this looks like a megaphone. I'm sorry, I do have a lot of allergies at the moment. So yeah, this looks like more of a structured megaphone. Should be the 1, the 2. But again, I mean, this choppy in the middle, I don't like it. But I mean, but this is the structure that we are currently trading in, right? On the short term, on the immediate, what? On the immediate term, right? So let's go ahead and let's have a look at those targets to the upside. This is the key zone that we are looking to for on the so that's the on the higher time frames. Massive level, if you ask me. We haven't quite gotten there yet. Let's go to the 2-day chart, to the hourly chart. We haven't quite gotten there, and I hate this structure. There's absolutely nothing here for me. I hate megaphones. I don't know how to draw them, as you could see, as you could actually see right now. So this is a very, very important zone to the downside on the euro versus the US dollar. I would be keen to actually trade the only the upside on this market at the retest of this structure right here. So let's key level hit. Yeah. So why? Because this gives me a great risk to reward scenario for a clear retest of the 122 level. So here we go. That gives me a what? Kind of a great R, if you ask me, a 5.43 R, a 5.43 R, and immediate levels to the upside here. Boom. Right, so this is definitely a bullish market that I'm willing to trade next week, again at the retest of these lows. It would be better if we manage to go and retest the structure. That would be my preferred bar patterns, but that would be my preferred scenario. But that would mean that we would have to wait kind of a little while longer. Actually, let's look at it from the previous highs to the previous retest, and there you go. So yeah, we would kind of be retesting it if we follow through on the previous price action, but I mean that's not a given, right? But definitely adding to my watch list for next week, euro US dollar. I do this euro USD. I do this every single Friday because on Sundays, most of Sundays, I'm at the beach, and I'm not gonna bring my laptop to the beach, and I'll probably have had a few beers. So I do this on Friday afternoon. Right. So where were we? That's neither here nor there. Text notes, euro USD. So only play here is to buy at the retest of, well, actually there's two plays here. Of course, that if this level breaks, I mean there's not only one play. If this level, if price action goes here and fails to go higher, breaks and retests, I'm going short. This is the key level to look at in the euro. So no, two scenarios, two plays. So the bullish play, it's a retest of the what is it, 120.50, 120, well, 120.50, and structure. That gives us, what was it, 5.2 R or so. And the bearish is that the break of the 120.50 and the structure. Pretty straightforward, right? So next levels on these on the short term, on the short side, should be pretty much the 190 that gives us a nice and the reason that I put my R's here is because if I see a play, I look at my notes, and if the R is 1-to-1 and the setup is not perfect, I'm not gonna take it, right? Short position here, and of course this is just speculative R's. We don't know exactly. That's a 5 to 5.6 R. So both scenarios yield a great risk to reward scenario on the Euro US dollar. We are going to wait and see what happens. Right? Boom. I'm done with the Euro USD. I work on my charts later and then put them on, for example, targets to the downside. Yeah, 160, that should be around the 260-180 if I reckon correctly. Yeah, around the 260-180 or so. But I do that later. You know, I'm not going to bore you with that. So just by looking at the majors, we do have some cool stuff for next week, right? New Zealand dollar, US dollar, if you notice, pretty much looking like it's going to break and retest the highs, right? Yeah, and I'm not going to play that break of, well, yeah, I might actually do that. We don't know yet. We'll see it next week. So the US dollar, the US dollar versus the Swiss franc. There's no trade for me here. I don't like trading Swiss pairs. And more so when the only play, there is a play. All right, I just saw it. Let's go to the daily chart. The only play here will be a sell, in my opinion, and of course, that in order for that to happen, we need a rally here towards that 90-30 to the 90 level. Let's go to a 2-hour chart. Let's have a look at this. But I don't like it. I hate it, actually. I'm not going to trade anything here. Aussie USD. We missed on this train. This is a big 2-2 bullish train. And let's see. The Aussie USD did exactly what the NZD USD is going to do on one of the two scenarios that we play out. It's a clean break of that resistance, and that's what we are going to be trading. So on the Aussie side, the only play to see here is a retest of the lows right here. And only that, but I don't see it coming down, right? And the US dollar Japanese yen to end up with today's video. Let's have a look. This is a 15-minute chart. Yeah. Wow. This is some choppy market, people. I don't know about you, but I don't like to trade choppy markets. On the daily, it doesn't tell me anything at all. Yeah, I'm not making fun of British people. Just my English teacher was British, and I'm just remembering her. I love her very much. Don't get mad. All right, so let's go. All right, so here's the deal. On the daily, the US dollar Japanese yen is looking like a pennant, right? This is a clear reversal pattern right here, but we need more. We need more choppy. Well, I'm not choppy, but we need more condensation in price for us to have a clear boom, right? So hourly, nothing. There's nothing at all here. There's no key levels to work with, no patterns. 2-hour chart. Let's go on the 4-hour chart. This is extremely choppy. There's nothing on the US dollar Japanese yen. Right. So here is this is my watch list for all majors next week. You know what to do. You know what to see. This is what I'm looking at, and I mean you will be alerted eventually with my signals. So thank you for joining me again. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday.